Hi, guys.
Hi, my name is Oscar. Um,
And my name is Maria.
and this is our first podcast
Ever.
ever.
Okay, well, we're just gonna really jump into it because I don't know how else to intro this, but it's just something that I've kind of been wanting to do. And I don't know, it just seems like a fun idea to just start a podcast. Um, Especially because I feel like I don't see a lot of brown people in this sphere, I guess, of podcasting. Yeah, so what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I guess intros, basic stuff, age. What's that thing?
Huh?
Um, what's that thing where
I'm gonna just.
like back in the day when people would go into like chat rooms and ASL,
Hmm?
age, sex, location.
What? I've
That was a
never
thing.
heard of
People would be
that.
like ASL, and then you put like
I thought you were talking sign language.
no.
I was like,
I think that's a thing.
okay. Well, just a little bit about me. Well, first of all, my name is, again, Maria, and I am 22 years old. I'm
Yeah.
I'm 22 years old, and I'm a Pisces. And I currently, well, we're both in higher ed, so do you want to say where we go? I mean, yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, they can see my shirt.
Well, we both go to SCSU, so San Diego. Oh my god, I was gonna say San Diego City College. I went there too, but San Diego State University in San Diego. Duh. Um, and yeah, I did go to community college before I came to SDSU for 3 years, and that's a whole story in itself. But I don't want to get into that first episode. But yeah, my my I'm expected to graduate in the spring, and I'm really excited because I'm over it. I'm over it. My original plan was, after I got my bachelor's degree, to go straight into a master's, but school is all I've known for all my life, so I didn't want to do that to myself. What else? I personally, me, myself, and I identify as Chicana. My major is in Chicano studies. Chicano studies. My minor is in counseling and social change, and I've changed my major. I changed my major from psychology from my community college. So yeah, what else? I don't know. I think that's it for me for now.
Okay. My name is Oscar. I don't want to expose my legal federal name. It's like,
That is your legal name.
okay, but not my last name. I am also attending SDSU. I am earning my bachelor's in political science with a minor in public administration. Um, what else? What'd you say?
I don't know.
I was born and raised here, San Diego. Um, what else? I don't want to be like exactly where I
Well,
stay at, but I was born
yeah,
and raised San Diego. That's all you gotta know.
in the hood.
Yeah.
Hmm. There's a lot
Um,
of different ones. So
but yeah. What else is you? I feel like you're talking for a minute.
are we attacking? Are you attacking me right now?
No, but I already forgot what you said
I don't
because
know.
I said everything I needed to say in like less
I
than
don't
a
know.
minute.
I can't. My brain hurts right now. I'm tired. Um. Yeah. That's a little bit about our academic selves,
Academic and just like current.
current current life events,
Yeah.
because that's all we can really talk about.
That's our last year.
We both work. Today was actually my first day of work, and I'm really tired. I do work with high school students, filling out their financial aid, which I'm so happy about because I love working with high school students. I've been working with high school students for almost 3 years, which I find pretty crazy. like, I don't know. It's something that I'm really passionate about and something that I do want to like. Um, I want to work with high school students when I graduate. So like applying to like different positions in that field, because I feel like especially for low income first generation students, it's very important that they understand the different ways that they can attend college and like different ways that they can pay for college, because I know that causes like a lot of anxiety. It did for me. Um so I really want to spread my knowledge to like students, because I know it can be like scary and intimidating. Um yeah, I don't know, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah. What do you want to do?
What do I want to do? Um, well, so I'm political science. Um, but what I want to do with that after I graduate is work within where I grew up. Um, just because, I mean, now it's, I guess you could say it is better, but it's still the resources aren't there for kids to look for, how do I put it, like look towards something in their future. I feel like a lot of the times many kids who grew up in my neighborhood, they are kind of stuck with that small, how do I put it, I don't want to say small mentality, like it doesn't sound right, but like all they know is that community, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's important to have people of color, minorities, um, first generation students or like kids, to know that they're like they they can achieve so much more than what everybody else tells them or than what they're caged into. Um, so I want to work within my community, either like at a local organization or even at the city level within like the district as well. I think that'd be really cool to work with. Um, but yeah.
Period. Anyways, so that's like a little bit about like us and again like our academic journey and like whatever. But yeah, I just had my first day of work today. I'm super excited. I think I start actually working with students in the next couple of weeks. I have to like see. Um, but I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, I get to like build my professional career like resume almost. But y'all, I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. Like I could like dead ass go to sleep right now. Um yeah. So the first topic that we're gonna talk about is just like where our families are from as well. Because I feel like mi gente latino can really relate. I hope everyone understands where that comes from. If you don't, look it up because it is so funny to me. But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to start first or
Yeah.
okay?
So I'm a first generation kid,
Yeah.
American.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, my from my parents and I guess up, my family is all from Mexico. So more specifically, apart from Guerrero or Iguala, not Iguala, but like right.
I call it iguana because it sounds like he's saying iguana.
I didn't say Iguana. I said Iguala.
I know, but it sounds like it sounds like you're saying iguana.
It does not say Iguala.
Iguana.
It does not sound the same.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a town that's like right there, basically. So Iguala Guerrero, y'all know. Um, that's where the Mexican flag was.
There's a Mexican flag everywhere.
No, but that's where it was. No, that's where it was like first created.
Oh.
If you didn't know, and they have the second biggest Mexican flag in the country of
You're about to say
Mexico.
United
No,
Liar.
I wasn't in the country of Mexico. I think the first one was Monterrey or something. But
Like the cheese.
yeah, cheese. Is that where Monterrey cheese is from?
I don't know. It's
Monterey cheese. But yeah, so all my family is there, and then my parents moved over here. I don't know actually. Well, I think my dad was over here first for just like work in general, and that was in like the early '90s. He was here for a little bit, and then he went back. He went back to Mexico. He took care of some stuff over there, and then my brother, my oldest brother, was born in '94. So I think they were here again sometime between like '94 and I don't know actually. Well, no, they must have been here until me and my brother were born. So sometime from '94 up until like 2003, 2004. And like around that time, me and my family we moved back to Mexico, and the plan was to stay over there.
Wait. You were born 2001, and
Yeah,
then your younger brother was born.
2003.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, he was born December 2003. So between 2004, or well, yeah,
Uh-huh.
around 2004, we moved back to Mexico, and the plan was to stay over there. And I don't really know why, but I guess we changed our mind. I think in part it was because of us, because I do remember we'd always say like, "Oh, when are we gonna go back? When are we gonna go back?" Um, and I think my brother also liked it over there better than, well, here better than over there.
Your older brother.
Yeah. So we ended up moving back. Um, so that whole shebang happened. That was like 2006, I want to say. So we weren't there for that long,
Like
but
2 years.
I feel like yeah, like I want to say closer to 3 because I went to kindergarten over there, and then I started first grade over there, but then I had to restart first grade over here because I think Mexico's like a few months ahead of like when they start school.
Oh, really?
I think they're like 2 months ahead.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we came back like around 2007. Um, but I always do like to say that like my childhood was in Mexico because I feel like that's when as a kid you like really remember you really
Just
rem-
keep talking.
you really remember like your first core memories, I guess.
Yeah.
So like I do remember like a good amount of Mexico still, even though I haven't been back.
Y'all, he was chased by a chicken.
No, don't say that.
Dude. Let's tell that story. I think that story's funny.
Fine. Okay, so my grandma had chickens, like all Mexican grandmas do. She had chickens, and me being a freaking 5-year-old, I wanted to grab the little chick that the chicken had. So like I chased the little chick around, and eventually it went under. I don't know if it was underneath like a car or what, but I went underneath somewhere, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get him." So I look, I look underneath, and as soon as I pop my head to where I can see just enough, the mama chicken was there, and she pecked me in my eye. She almost took my eye out.
She picked you in the eye?
It was like right
I
here.
didn't know that.
Yeah, she picked me like right here. If she would have picked me right here, I wouldn't have eye.
Silver tooth activities.
But yeah, so I don't fuck with chickens no more.
And she started chasing you, no?
Yeah, she started chasing me too.
So that's why every time I see a chicken, I'm like, that's your best friend, bro. That's your best friend.
Whatever. But yeah, there's a bunch of funny like stuff that I remember from Mexico.
But so you came here when you were in like the first grade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all, he didn't know English.
I didn't know English.
You didn't.
Even though I was born here, I didn't. Spanish was my first language. I mean, yeah, it would have been because like I was at the house because I was a baby.
Yeah.
So all I would hear was Spanish. But yeah, so like when I came over, it was first grade, the first day of school, I tried to run away. So like I remember, I went up because it was like on the second floor of the school. I went up, and the teacher like it was like the teacher, it was like the freaking vice principal. I don't know who it was.
Hmm.
It was I think it was some Mexican food.
All I remember is I used to call him Mr. Jalapeno, but I think his name was something else. It wasn't that.
I don't know who it was actually, but yeah, it was the teacher, the vice. It was the class. They took me to the class, and then the first grade teacher. You know how in movies they're like, "Okay, guys, we have a new student." That's what they fucking did, and I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. Um, so I went in, and it was the vice principal and my mom. They were there, and then and then my mom said bye. I was like, okay, bye. And then she left, and she went downstairs. And then as soon as she went downstairs, the vice principal and the teacher were still there. So I was like, nah, I can't be here because I didn't understand what they were talking about. So I decided to run. And I got all the way downstairs, and then my mom was waiting for me downstairs. She was
She
like,
was.
"What are you doing?"
Oh.
Yeah, because she hadn't fully left
Oh
yet.
yeah.
She was like right at the bottom of the stairs. I was like,
Were you crying?
"Yeah."
Oh.
I cried for like the first week straight.
Damn.
But yeah,
You ran away because you didn't know English.
yeah.
That's funny. That's such a little kid thing to do. But that's understandable though, because if I went to school in Mexico, I would do the same thing. I would cry the whole week. I'd cry even past that.
Mm.
But
But
that's
yeah,
so
I think I
funny.
tried to run away a couple other times that week too.
They were like,
But they
"Who's the
always caught my
runner?"
ass. Honestly, yeah, because the vice principal went up with me every single time. So you're probably like, no, I'm gonna catch this for every time.
That's funny.
But yeah, um, I think yeah, that's basically it.
Can I go into mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so my family, it's a kind of complicated story. My grandfather, he was born in Zacatecas. I forgot. He said the part, but I forgot what part of Zacatecas he was from. But then he moved when he was like 5 from Zacatecas to Tijuana, and he lived there for like 11 years. So, and then when he was 16, he immigrated over to LA with his whole family, which he has like 11 siblings. Well, 12, but you know, he moved to LA, and my grandma, she on my mom's side. This is all on my mom's side. My grandma, she or my nana, I call her my nana and papa. My nana, she was born in East LA, so she's like, she didn't have to like go through like that immigration, like you know. And her mom was also born, I think, in Texas or LA. I forgot where. I'd like did this whole ancestry thing, and I was like, oh my god, I felt like a detective, like finding out all these like I guess not secrets, but it's like it's very common. I feel like in Mexican families to not talk about like the past because I have to do a project right now for one of my classes, and like I'm finding so much out for my grandpa, and like just by asking him questions, and it's questions I feel like no one has ever asked him, so he's kind of like and my grandma has to be there to like jog his memory in order for him to like I guess like remember. But anyways, that's like I got sidetracked. My great grandma on my grandma's side, I think I can't remember if she was also born here or if she's the one who was born in Chihuahua. But basically, I had a great grandma or a great grandma who was here in the US before in Texas before it was the United States. It was still part of Mexico. So they lived there and she was like there, and then they moved to Chihuahua. I'm assuming because of the war. So they moved to Chihuahua, and then they came back, and then they moved to LA, and then like you know my grandma born here. Anyways, my mom was born in LA, East LA too. My dad, he was born in DF, which I don't think it's called that anymore, right?
CDMX.
That born in Mexico City. Um and I was born in Las Vegas. So like my family is kind of like all over the place. Like you have Zacatecas, you have LA, you have Mexico City, and then you have Vegas. I was born in Vegas. That's where my family is, and yeah. Then we moved, and I call like whenever somebody asks me where I'm from, I always say like I don't really know how to answer that question just because I grew up on both sides of the border. So like in Tijuana and San Diego, but I and Vegas because I would go to Vegas a lot for like track break and stuff like with my family. Um but I would mainly say that I grew up like a place that I call like home, I guess, which that is like also a tricky answer, or I don't know. I would say San Diego and Vegas because that's where I really like had my childhood. Those are like my childhood memories. Like is San Diego and Vegas. Like Vegas with my cousins doing stupid shit, and San Diego with my friends also doing stupid shit. um, yeah, and like my first language is English, and I'm a no sabo kid. because I Spanish was not like taught to me at all. And I'm not really sure why. And now that I'm older, my family's pressing me because I don't know how to speak Spanish and they're like, "Oh, you should have learned how to speak Spanish." I'm like, "Bro, like you guys are literally one my parents or two my grandparents and you guys could have taught me Spanish." But now I feel like I know a lot more Spanish than I did than even like a couple years ago. So I'm bilingual. How do you say it?
Yeah.
Oh, period. But it sucks because I had to learn Spain Spanish in my higher ed journey. So like I don't know. I feel like I learned the very formal way of Spanish and we don't claim.
Vosotros.
We don't claim. We don't claim. Cause who the fuck uses vosotros? Nobody.
Spanish and
Español.
Argentinians.
Español.
Welcome.
Gazpacho.
Welcome.
Um, did you hear it?
Yeah.
But I've picked up Spanish, well, just because like his mom only speaks Spanish, and so I'm kind of like forced to speak Spanish, and I feel like that's kind of made my Spanish a little bit better. Because before, bro, you try to have a conversation with me, I would have no fucking clue what you're saying to me. I would just, yeah, um, yeah, and like I was always like kind of bullied for that because I didn't know Spanish, and people were like, "Oh, well, you don't know Spanish, you're not Mexican." I'm like, bro, like, but I literally am. Like, come on.
Literally.
So I was always like very insecure about my Spanish, and I still kind of am. Like, when I have to speak it publicly out loud, I get like really nervous and I like lose all of my fucking Spanish. Um, but yeah, just a little bit about my family.
I felt like that yesterday.
What?
I was talking to my mom. I was describing, first of all, yesterday people were pissing me off on the streets.
Yeah.
So, little backstory. I came out the parking lot
Jesus is
from
biased.
SDSU.
Jesus. Okay, sorry.
I came out the parking lot from SDSU, right? And there was this blue car in front of me. And from the moment we got on, like, we started getting out the parking lot, I could tell this fool in front of us does not know how to drive. Because when you're in a parking lot, there's manners to a parking lot, and somehow people just don't understand the manners, or even just like basic road knowledge. Like you're supposed to keep to the right when you get like when you're in the car.
Yeah.
This fool in front of me was taking up all the space right in the middle of the freaking like I don't know how to like just right in the middle. Like nobody could get through if they wanted to. So that was number one. So I was already like, bro, I need to be careful because they do not know how to drive, and they were from where, fucking Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
bro. They don't fucking know. So we got out, boom, boom, boom. We hit a light because there's a light like right there on campus, um, and the blue car is right in front of me, and there's a gray car that's right next to me that's like kind of going a bit faster. So they're gonna get to the light before the blue car, or like at the same time as the blue car. The blue car doesn't give a fuck. So what does the blue car do? They just like they just switch lanes, And of course, the gray car doesn't expect them to because they didn't put the fucking blinker on. They just did it. And so the gray car moves out the way up into the opposite going way lane. And so I'm like, oh shit, lucky that wasn't me. What the fuck? I'm like, cool, whatever. But what does the fucking gray car do that almost got hit? He almost hits me doing the exact same shit the blue car just did.
Yeah.
And I honked at his ass. And that fool, first of all, was cussing out the blue car, which, cool, I get that. But second of all, he turns around, he's trying to explain, like, bro, I already saw what the fuck happened. You didn't look, you didn't check. So I'm mad at you and I'm mad at the blue car.
And the fucking blue car, it was like ignorance is bliss because they had no fucking clue.
They didn't stop. They didn't look back. Nothing. Just whoop.
Yeah.
You know, have y'all ever seen some Family Guy clips? It's like it's like that one clip where it's this lady. She's like, "Okay, I turn now. Good luck, everybody," and she just goes, and then all the cars crash. It's a bit racist, not gonna lie, but that's what happened. Um, so yeah, what else? Oh, so I was explaining it to my mom, but as I was explaining it, I could hear myself, and it sounded like how my younger cousins talk in Spanish. Because I would always kind of make fun of them, because they are like no sabo
I thought
kids.
you were gonna tell me that you sounded like me.
No, because that's what my cousins sound like like they. I don't know how to explain it, but I could hear myself. I could hear them in myself. I was like, damn, I'm forgetting Spanish or something because I sound like an idiot right now. But yeah,
You
that's
calling
what
me an
happened.
idiot?
No.
That's not what it sounds like to
Oh
me.
my god.
But yeah, you know that's interesting that you say that because like what I've told you like in my class. So like I'm taking a class. It's called Chicano Studies 585. It's like Chicanos and the schools, whatever. And in that class, there's like a bunch of interesting topics that we talk about, and one of them is like language and within like Chicanos, so like Mexican American kids, students, and how like um a lot of people view, I guess within the US like school systems, they view like speak if you speak Spanish, like if you come into the US, a US school, whatever, public school, and you only speak Spanish because you literally just got here, you're viewed as like less, quote unquote, less intelligent, just because you don't know English. And I find that very fucked up. And like a lot of schools, well, I can't speak for every single school, but I know like where in the area that we're at, and when you come from like a different country or whatever, and and you don't speak English, within 30 days of you being in that school, you have to take a test that's in English, like a science test or like a math test or an English test. You have to take those tests to score and see where you are. But it's so fucked up because, like, bro, they just got here. And a lot of times they don't know English. So it's like, and then they're like, oh, well, they failed this test. And so we're going to place them in these classes. But it's like, bitch, you just gave them a test in English and their primary language is Spanish. So it's like, give that test to them in Spanish and watch them like fucking excel, you know? But a lot of times too, because like English is like shoved down their throat and they're not allowed. Well, I don't really know how it is now, but like they're not allowed to speak Spanish because like they're like, no, you need to learn English, like, you know? And so a lot of like students have said and reported that like they feel like they're losing like their Spanish because they're only speaking English, like, and like if you think about it, students are in school for like 8 hours of the day, you know, so like they're speaking English like all the time, and like sometimes like when they go home, they're home and they'll wake for maybe like a couple hours or whatever before they have to go to sleep. And like, I don't know. That's like what a lot of students have reported. So I think it's like interesting that you like brought that up because like that is very true in your case. like in your like classes and stuff, you only speak English. To me, you only speak English, and I told him to speak to me in Spanish so I can practice. Um, but yeah,
Hmm.
and like when you're home, you're not fucking home for 5 hours just straight speaking Spanish
Yeah.
all the time. So yeah, okay, guys, I'm tired and I really want to take a nap, but I can't because it's like 6 o'clock. So I gotta wait a little bit. But that's gonna be it for this episode. I was kind of like all over the place, and I feel like our energy is kind of like very low
Yeah.
because we're so tired.
I mean, it's a bunch of things. One, we're new to this.
Yeah.
Two, we didn't really know what to talk about because we don't know like what people want to hear.
Hmm.
We don't know. Nothing really interesting happened, and I feel like it's better to get to know us first than start talking about like interesting stuff that happens, like
Yeah.
either like in pop culture, like things like that. And then what else? Well, yeah, it was also short just because again we're new to this, so it's at least for me like it's difficult to talk for a long time.
Not for
Like,
me.
uh,
It's not. I can talk forever.
but yeah, so it is a bit short, but we do hope y'all enjoyed it.
It is what it is. But yeah, so I don't know if we said this already. Did we talk about the schedule?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't.
Did we talk about schedule? We don't have a schedule.
Well, we don't necessarily have a schedule like going forward. It's kind of low key like whenever we can, just because we're so busy and fucking tired all the time. And it's midterms right now, so I have an essay tomorrow. I have an essay due tomorrow. A project.
I got
You
two
have,
exams tomorrow.
yeah, like exams, essays. So like I feel like once we're out of this little funk, then yeah. And also Halloween is coming up, so we might have some stories to tell then. I know I have Halloween's. I know I have a story to tell about Halloween a couple years ago, but we can talk about
Oh
that
yeah.
after.
And ghost stories. We can talk about ghost
Yeah, the
stories.
ghost
Oh well,
stories.
if we do an episode before Halloween. If not,
No, I think we will. I think that'd be fun.
okay.
But we have to. What if we did it in our Halloween costume?
Costumes. That'd be funny.
Bro, his costume is so fucking funny to me. It's so funny. Mine is very basic and very cute, which like I'm not used to that, but because I like funny costumes. But it is what it is. I'm basing it all off of this one piece that I have, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't do the same costume as him. But it is what it is. It's okay. This year we decided not to do like couples costumes, but we can get into that like I don't know whenever we film our next episode. But yeah, so schedule. There's no schedule. There's none.
TBD.
Schedule TBD. Um, but yeah, is there anything else you want to add, buddy?
Um, if you're what? No. If you're listening to this on Spotify, it is gonna be
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube.
on my YouTube channel, Maria Tortilla.
Um, yeah. I mean, that was all. Just because like we were talking a lot about like, well, not really, but like there's some things said that you'd be like, oh, there's a video to this, or like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. So it's gonna be well, of course, here on Spotify
play
and
your
on
other video.
YouTube. Oh, my other YouTube videos. Yeah, if you guys look at those, hey, I recorded those back in high school, and I find them to be funny. Anyways, yeah, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you guys when we see you guys.
Bye.